Welcome back to the Sorting Room, everybody. I'm David.
And I'm Becca. And David, oh man, this is the one I've been waiting for.
Right? So Variety broke this exclusive. HBO's Harry Potter reboot just cast Peter Serafinowicz as Peeves the Poltergeist.
A character who is in every single book.
And 0 of the 8 films. Plot twist, turns out that's not even the wildest part.
Wait, are we talking about the Rik Mayall thing?
I'm not saying anything yet, but yes, there's footage, there's a story about his kids, it's a lot.
Okay, tease over, my heart can't take it.
Then we're getting into the actual casting logic, why a guy known for impressions might be perfect for a character who's basically a professional mimic in the books.
And whether HBO's whole grounded, naturalistic vibe can handle Peeves being, well, chaos incarnate.
Slapstick Poltergeist versus prestige TV. I have thoughts.
I have opposing thoughts, which is honestly the format now.
We'll also trace where this character actually goes in the books.
Wow.
There's a bigger endgame here than people realize.
And by the end, we're placing bets on when this casting really lands with fans.
So stick around. First up, the casting news nobody saw coming.
Let's get into the poltergeist of it all.
Okay, so get this. Variety just confirmed Peter Serafinowicz is playing Peeves in HBO's Harry Potter.
Wait, the Peeves? The one that's never once been on screen?
That's the one. 25 years of movies, 0 poltergeist. Variety broke it exclusively, and the Wizarding World channels backed it up right after.
Okay, I need everyone to understand what this means for fans who've been shouting about this since 2001.
I mean, shouting is generous. I've seen people write essays.
Because it's not a small omission. Peeves is all 7 books. Dung bombs, chalk dust, the whole chaos goblin routine.
Right, and yet Chris Columbus just never put him in, which is wild when you think about how much screen time got handed to background Hufflepuffs.
Okay, but let's talk casting for a second, because Serafinowicz is not a random pick.
No, this guy's resume is genuinely everywhere. He voiced Darth Maul.
He's Daenerys Saul in Guardians of the Galaxy.
And he was just in the 2025 live-action How to Train Your Dragon, so the range is there. Villain voice, comic timing, blockbuster experience.
Which, for Peeves specifically, actually matters. You need someone who can be genuinely unsettling and also kind of a clown in the same breath.
So why did he get cut in the first place, though? That's the part that's bugged me for years.
So the fan theory that's been floating around forever, and I want to flag this is more behind-the-scenes speculation, not confirmed on the record, the way the casting is.
Sure.
But the general read is that Peeves just didn't fit the tone Columbus was building. He wanted Hogwarts to feel a little more grounded, a little more real, and a poltergeist flinging chalk at first years is a lot.
Right, it's slapstick in a movie that's otherwise trying to be atmospheric.
Exactly. And with runtime being what it was, something had to go. Turns out the something was an entire recurring character.
Which, okay, brings up the real question for this new show. HBO has been marketed as the faithful, book-accurate version. Way more episodes, way more room to breathe.
Nodding. Comic Book reported back in April that bringing Peeves back is part of a bigger pattern of the show restoring stuff the films cut for time. Professor Binns was another one.
And get this. Comic Book also pointed out Peeves being back changes how one of the show's big villain arcs plays out. More on him being an actual wild card nobody in Hogwarts fully controls.
Which tracks with the books. He answers to nobody. Not even Dumbledore, really.
Try explaining chain of command to a poltergeist.
Impossible. That's the appeal.
So now the real question, can a show that's going for something more grounded actually pull off a character who is by design pure chaos?
That's the tension I keep coming back to. Comedy that loud in a world this serious.
And there's a very specific ghost of a performance hanging over all of this. Someone who almost got there first.
Short pause.
Short pause. So, building on that tonal question, the wild part is we already ran this experiment once, 25 years ago.
Wait, what do you mean we ran it?
Rik Mayall actually filmed Peeves scenes for Philosopher's Stone. Full costume, full makeup, 3 weeks on set.
Hold on, Rik Mayall? Like bottom, drop-dead Fred Rik Mayall?
That Rik Mayall, and Chris Columbus cut every single frame of it.
Why? What happened?
The story going around is that the child actors playing Harry, Ron, and Hermione literally couldn't keep a straight face on set. Mayall was too much.
So the kids broke character because Peeves was too Peeves.
Basically. And it's not just comedic, there's a structural argument too. You're squeezing a huge book into 2.5 hours, and Peeves doesn't move the plot, he's atmosphere.
Right, he's not a scene, he's a mood.
Exactly. But here's the part that actually gets me every time I read it. He gave his kids his premiere tickets and never told them he'd been cut.
Oh no.
So they walked out of that theater thinking their dad played Hagrid.
Shut up, really?
I mean, obviously the makeup confused them, but that's the anecdote, and it's rough.
And he never got to fix that.
No, Mayall died in 2014. That footage has never been released. Warner Brothers has sat on it for 22 years.
So Peter Serafinowicz isn't just filling a casting gap.
He's the first actor to ever bring this character to a screen, full stop. 25 years after Columbus shot it and threw it away.
25 years? That's a strange kind of pressure to inherit.
It is, because the question Mayall's footage leaves us with isn't really, was he funny? Clearly he was.
It's whether chaos like that fits the frame around it.
Right. If Peeves broke the tone of a fast, kid-friendly movie in 2001...
Can he actually survive inside something that's branding itself as grounded and naturalistic in 2026?
Spoiler, that's the real test. And it's not just about tone in a vacuum, it's about specific scenes.
Scenes the films skipped completely.
Which is exactly where we should go next.
So, building on that tonal question, I went and pulled the actual chapters the films just skipped.
Chapter 7, right? The first years wandering the halls?
Exactly, and Peeves ambushes them out of nowhere. Then Chapter 9, the midnight corridor chase, he's got that walking stick trick where he won't let anyone through.
And he won't budge until Ron actually says please to him. That exchange is so specifically Peeves. Petty, theatrical, completely pointless.
Which is the whole point, right? He's not a plot device. He's cumulative texture. Small chaos, book after book, that never resolves into one big scene.
Right, that's actually the hardest thing to adapt. You can't just drop him in for a movie moment because there isn't one.
Okay, but here's what's bugging me about the casting specifically. Serafinowicz's whole career, before Peeves, before any of it, is built on impressions.
The political stuff?
Yeah, he went viral years back dubbing over real footage of politicians, distorting their voices for satire. That's not incidental.
Because Peeves in the books does exactly that.
He mocks people by copying them. He mimics Percy's pompous voice. He does little jabs at teachers' mannerisms. It's mockery through imitation.
Huh. So they didn't just cast a funny guy.
I don't think so. Look at the casting logic. They found someone whose entire skill set is the exact joke Peeves tells over and over in the text.
Okay, that's a smart read. But now flip that on its head. Does that skill actually fit the show HBO's been selling us?
That's the real tension, isn't it? They've branded this thing as grounded, naturalistic, practical sets, restrained performances.
And Peeves is rhyming insults and slapstick pranks. He's the least naturalistic character in the entire book.
So this is the test. Not Snape's costuming, not the castle geography. This is where the whole philosophy gets stretched.
I'll be honest, I'm not sold they can make comic chaos feel like it belongs in the same room as the Dementors.
See, I think that's exactly why they cast an impressionist and not just a character actor. He can modulate, turn the dial from silly to unsettling in one line.
We'll see, because if Peeves lands flat, it's not a small miss. It's the tone of the whole show in question.
And there's a longer game here, too. This casting isn't paying off next season.
Oh, it's paying off years from now.
Shifting gears, because casting Peeves now isn't really about season 2 at all.
What do you mean?
I mean, the character doesn't pay off for years. Peeves's biggest material is Order of the Phoenix, tormenting Umbridge until she practically flees the castle.
Right, the give her hell bit from Fred and George.
Exactly that energy, but sustained across a whole book. And then he goes quiet again until Deathly Hallows.
The battle.
The Battle of Hogwarts. He's dropping Snargleoff pods on Death Eaters from the ceiling.
Wait, he's actually fighting, not just heckling?
Fighting. And here's the detail that gets me. Centuries of tormenting literally everyone at that school. Students, teachers, ghosts. And in that one battle, he never once turns on the defenders.
Huh, so the chaos has a side, finally.
It's the one moment the books let him pick a team. Okay, so if you cast that actor for Season 2, you're not really casting for Season 2.
You're casting for Season 4, Season 8, whenever they get there.
That's what tells me this production is actually building toward the book's ending, not the movies.
A season-long bet on a poltergeist. That's commitment.
It's also just smart. You don't want to recast this guy in year 6.
God, no. Imagine the casting news cycle twice.
One Peeves controversy per franchise, please?
There's one more beat worth flagging. After Voldemort actually falls, Peeves sings a little victory rhyme.
A rhyme after everything?
Brief one, and Ron immediately shuts it down, basically says it's not fitting given what they just lost.
That's a rough needle to thread. Comic relief right next to grief.
Which is the whole argument for casting someone who can actually act, not just do voices.
I still think that's the hardest scene in the entire adaptation, harder than anything in Season 2.
Harder than the walking stick prank?
Way harder. Slapstick is easy to stage. Comedy next to a funeral is not.
I'd argue it's the scene that decides whether this whole casting choice was worth it.
So we've built up years of anticipation for one poltergeist rhyme.
Pretty much, yeah.
No pressure on this guy at all, then.
None whatsoever.
All right, so knowing the end game, Umbridge, the battle, the song, changes how I watch Season 2, honestly.
Same. Suddenly, every scene he's in feels like it's laying track.
Quick pivot, let's put actual money on this.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
I say Serafinowicz stumbles a little early. Chapters 8 and 9, the walking stick stuff, that's broad, and the show's been playing everything so grounded. I think it reads slightly off before it clicks.
Absolutely not. I'm betting he lands it immediately, because that voice mimicry instinct we talked about, that's not slapstick, that's character work. It'll read as unsettling before it reads as funny.
See, that's my worry, though. Unsettling isn't necessarily funny, and Peeves needs to be funny first.
He needs to be chaos first. Funny is a side effect.
Okay, agree to disagree. My real bet is he doesn't fully prove himself till the chamber material. Give him a bigger sandbox, more victims, more time.
I'll take that bet. Loser buys the popcorn at the premiere.
Deal. Now, bigger picture question, because this casting isn't happening in a vacuum.
Right, so Comic Book reported in April that bringing Peeves back signals a bigger appetite for restoration.
So here's what I want listeners actually chewing on this week. If HBO's willing to cast a character the film's fully deleted, who's next?
Oh, Ludo Bagman, Winky the house elf getting real screen time, even more Peeves scenes than the books already gives him.
Or Professor Binns getting an actual storyline instead of a punchline, which we've seen that casting point that direction.
It's basically a tell. Every missing character they restore is a signal about how far they're willing to go.
So that's the open question for you all. Does Peeves prove HBO is rebuilding the whole missing cast of this saga book by book?
Or is he just one very well-timed exception?
Either way, we're buying popcorn at that premiere.
We'll see who's buying.
So that's Peeves. 25 years late, but finally here.
The Mayall story still gets me, though. Full costume, 3 weeks on set, and his own kids thought he'd played Hagrid.
Rough way to find out you got cut, but hey, Serafinowicz gets to actually finish the job.
Right? And if HBO's really building toward the book's full ending, this is the proof.
One casting choice, and suddenly the whole Order of the Phoenix arc feels possible again.
That's the takeaway. Small casting news, big signal about how faithful this show wants to be.
Follow the sorting room wherever you're listening, and if you've got a set photo or a rumor,
or some deep-cut book detail we missed,
send it our way at the sorting room.
Thanks for hanging out with us through all the chaos.
Literally. See you next week.